Israelis handed the Temple Mount back to the Muslims. But after 2,000 years of exile, the Jewish people now held Jerusalem again. It is the Feast of Passover. At the Western Wall, the faithful gather to celebrate one of the most important Jewish festivals. They are commemorating the night that Moses led the Jewish people from their first exile in Egypt, and the start of their long journey back to the Promised Land, to Jerusalem. The scrolls of the Torah, the ancient Hebrew Bible, are raised above the worshippers' heads. It is in this holy book that the Jewish people can find God's promise that this is their home.
Judaism without Jerusalem is like a body without a heart. This is the heart of the Jewish people. The notion of Jerusalem in all its glory is synonymous with the notion of the Jewish people in all their glory. They are inseparable.
But Jerusalem is not only central to the Orthodox Jews.
Every time I walk here, I'm reminded of the stories of our prophets, the stories of our forefathers and foremothers. The beauty now is we can come back here and retell the story and feel it again. Feel it and smell it and touch it again in ways we couldn't for centuries.
Naomi Kelman lived in Jerusalem as a child when the Arabs still held the old city. Only after the Six-Day War was she able to walk its streets.
You walk throughout the city and you walk our ancient history and you live our modern history, and they are totally intermingling.
It is on a Friday afternoon that Jerusalem takes on its most unique character. This is the beginning of Shabbat, the Jewish Sabbath or Day of Rest, which runs from sunset on Friday to sunset on Saturday.
People are going to get ready to pray. They feel a little like a release. It's the day off. Okay, as the Shabbat comes in, people come. You see more people coming down here. They come in their better clothes, the Shabbat clothes. It is a day of getting spiritually tuned in with God, with Judaism, with family. It's a Jewish day.
As sundown approaches, the traders in the Jewish markets begin to shut up their stalls. At the central bus station, passengers rush to catch the last bus out of town. The rules of Shabbat are strict. There are 39 different categories of work that a Jew may not undertake on the Sabbath. Driving a car or a bus is one of them. All around the city, the faithful ready themselves to pray. At sunset, the Israeli public transportation system will shut down.
The announcement, the commencement of Shabbat, the siren goes off, so all of Jerusalem hears it, and now it's time to stop doing any type of creative work.
In the areas where the most Orthodox Jews live, roadblocks go up. Nowhere on earth are the principles of Jewish religious law taken so seriously. But the laws of God and the desires of man do not always match, even in Jerusalem. There are many secular Jews who wish to drive on the Sabbath. The Bar Ilan Road is one of Jerusalem's major thoroughfares, but it also runs through one of the city's most Orthodox Jewish areas. Many of the ultra-Orthodox want this road closed on the Sabbath, but the city authorities refuse to do so.
This is increasingly becoming a challenge. How can we as Jews live together in this city? The ultra-Orthodox feel compelled to impress their lifestyle on their neighbors, regardless what their neighbor's lifestyle is.
Can't there be one place in the world where Sabbath is really Sabbath, where the Jewish Sabbath exists in the context of the world, and if there's going to be such a place, is that place not Jerusalem?
On this particular day, the authorities win. But the growing ultra-Orthodox population of Jerusalem is exerting more and more influence. For them, the Moshiach, the Jewish Messiah, will not come until all of the world's Jews have congregated in this, their promised land. As the Jewish population expands, new homes, entire new suburbs of Jerusalem, steadily rise on the surrounding hills. This has become a cause of bitter resentment.
For the Palestinians, we live in the city. It is not only the holiness and special significance of Jerusalem and Islam that's important for us. This is where I lived. This is where my father was born. This is where my great-grandfather born. We just take it back to the 7th century. It's our identity. It's our history. It's our family archive. It is who I am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walid Ayad is a Palestinian born in Arab East Jerusalem. At the time of the Six-Day War, he was studying in California. The Israeli army took over his family home. 30 years later, he has returned.
It's a feeling of any human being. Any human being loves to come back home. That's nature. Even the birds, when they travel, they like to come back. This is used to be the veranda, for example, the old times when I used to live here as a child. My veranda. This is the bedroom of my grandfather. Over there, the bedroom of my father. My bedroom over there. My brothers over there. My sisters over there. Verandas, and that's our home.
His home may be the same, but Walid has returned to a different Jerusalem. The borders of Jerusalem have been changed many times, but most dramatically after the Six-Day War. From his rooftop, Walid can see the Golden Dome of the Rock less than a mile away, but his home is no longer part of the city. As a Palestinian, he is no longer guaranteed entry. Whenever political tensions rise, the Israelis close the borders between the city and the Arab areas outside.
I came all the way from California, 8,000 miles, to go to Jerusalem, to go to my homeland, crossing oceans, continents, airports, you name it. The last mile is the hardest one. My permit clearly states I cannot go into closed areas. لا يمنح التصريحات الدخول. I can't go to Jerusalem. I can't go from there to here. I can't go. From this line to the west, I can't.
Jerusalem is a city at the heart of a bitter conflict. the streets are patrolled day and night by Israeli soldiers.
Jerusalem is called, it seems almost ironical, the city of peace. It was never a peaceful place. Never. Never in its history was it a peaceful place. It was always a place in which, I would say, people are inbred for some kind of fighting.
The conflict between the Israelis and Palestinians appears intractable. Under the gaze of the world's press, skirmishes and fights between Arab youths and Israeli soldiers hardly any older